it is
Yep.
so lovely to see you. Yeah, you are my first video interview, so this is incredibly exciting for me.
Aw. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we'll see how this goes. Um, yeah, so I have got your copy of your book here with me, because I was like, I need to have it here with you, just for a little moral support here. So do you want to just kind of start by saying, like who you are and like what book you've written, and summarize the book for me?
Yeah. So my name is H.C. Shilts, and my book is The Dreamer. It's the first book in the Prophecy series. So the main character, Jordan O'Connor, is a cadet in the New York City Police Academy, and she's finally graduating. So to celebrate, her and her friend go on this trip to Chicago. Kat, her best friend, gets an amazing deal for this week-long stay at the famous Drake Hotel in Chicago. So Kat's really excited. However, Jordan suffers from anxiety, and she has this terrifying fear to go to Chicago. It doesn't help that Jordan has started to have these horrifying, very vivid dreams. And she also starts hearing a voice that no one else can hear. So she thinks she's going crazy. But once they get to Chicago, they go out on the town with the cute bellhop that has caught Jordan's eye. And he takes them to the Sears Tower. When they're there, Jordan stumbles on this local restaurant, and she meets this chef and ends up saving her life from an attempted murder. And once everything settles down, Jordan realizes, I've seen this place before, I've been here, but it was in the dream she had the night before. So she doesn't know what's going on, but because of what she did, she stopped the crime from happening. She catches the eye or the attention of a crime family, the Cordona family, who run the street of Chicago, and she puts herself in danger. She put him in submission. She also learns that the voice that she's hearing is the voice of God, but she doesn't believe in God, so she really struggles with that. And the whole story is just her using the gift that God has given her to stop these crimes and hopefully save herself and her friends.
Amazing. That is a great summary. Yeah, amazing summary there. I guess because obviously it's your book, so you know exactly what happens in it. Brilliant. Is there a favourite out of context quote from the book that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so it's between two. Well, first is, for the first time in days, there is silence, and honestly, there is something eerily beautiful in the silence.
Ooh,
that's my favorite, one of my favorites. And the other one is a cat quote, which I love pretty much all. So, Jordan, I'm getting a little sick of this place. To call the manager or something and get you an upgrade, because this room is nasty.
Yeah, that is such a great quote, and Kat is such a character as well, which is really cool.
Love her. Yeah.
Just Kat is such a great character. Brilliant. And I just want to kind of talk a little bit, about kind of obviously the book and obviously your writing process as well. So what was like the hardest part of the writing process? Was there an easiest bit as well? I know I'm probably chucking the easiest bit in there for you, but
since this was my debut, I wasn't really sure what my writing style was. I really wasn't sure what to do or how to do it. So I thought if I sat down and I had everything I wanted to do, everything else would just fall in line. That's not how that happened. So I had a really hard time kind of walking away from it when I couldn't think of anything else. I was overthinking it, thinking that I had the plot, so I'm going to have to do everything else right now. And it's really just a process, nothing like that happened for me. It might happen for other authors, which is awesome. But for me, it was just like, okay, I have this part. How am I going to get there? And that was like my really big struggle, was just not overthinking it and saying, okay, I'm going to walk away and it'll come to me when it needs to.
Yeah, I mean, I've attempted to write books, but yeah, I've not got anywhere near the publishing stage yet. So you're doing a lot better than me, and it's so cool to actually see that you have a physical book out in the world as well, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And was there an inspiration for the book? Was there like a certain thing, or was there like multiple things, or?
Yeah, so funny enough, I actually had a dream about the plot. I had a dream that me and my best friend went out of town on a girls trip, and I started having these dreams of crimes that were going to happen, and I had to stop them, which of course led me to being in trouble with the local mob. So it came from a dream that I had.
Wow, that is very cool. So like the book, you had a dream.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. It's very cool.
Yeah.
And obviously, ultimately, led to you having the book, which is amazing, amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. I've never heard anyone having like a dream about the book. That is really cool. So the next question we've got here is: did you have any idea where this book would lead when you started writing it? And did you have like a definite plot, or did you just kind of go with the flow as you were writing, or was there like a set structure to it all?
Yeah. So I knew what I wanted the plot to be. I knew like my plot twist. I knew where I wanted to take the book. But when I actually started writing it, I didn't as a Christian fiction book. It was just a crime book with no spy, no bad language. But I really started to think about, as a Christian, God. I felt like God gave me the story, and I felt like I wanted to edify Him while writing it. So there's a scripture in the Bible that I use, and I actually have it in my dedication. It's 1 Corinthians 10:23 that says, all things are lawful, but not all things are helpful. All things are lawful, but not all things don't edify. I started really thinking like, I want to use this to edify God. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to write a Christian fiction. That's just it. So that was the main change. Everything else kind of was the same, but I restructured it to be, have a godly content in it.
Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's such a powerful Bible quote on there as well, which is so cool to see for the end of dedication as well. Yeah, which is amazing. And I've got a little bit of a fun question here as we go on. If your characters were a type of pizza, or what type would they be? And yeah, we'll go on the back of the question in a minute.
I love this question. I love this question so much. Kat would definitely be Hawaiian. I think everyone who read that book would say that Kat is Hawaiian pizza, even though she's not Hawaiian, and that's a big debate in the book. She would definitely be Hawaiian pizza. I feel like Jordan would be a margarita pizza. I feel like she would have to have like that fresh basil and that fresh mozzarella with that little glaze on top. Sebastian, I feel like he's like that manly man, so I feel like he would definitely like the meat lovers of the meat feast for sure. Brittany, I think Brittany would think she was above pizza.
That is definitely a Brittany thing, isn't it? Which is and on the back of that, pineapple on pizza, yes, no.
I do like the flavor of sweet and savory together. However, I am actually allergic to pineapple, so it's a no for me.
No way. That was a pretty cool little connection there, actually, as well.
Yeah.
If you read the book, you would know. Yeah, it's why I kind of went with the pizza theme.
Yeah, I love that question.
I love a good fun question. Which is, I always try and slip one in there. It's kind of cool to see kind of the concepts of what each author kind of chooses in terms of the theme I give them for their characters. It's really, really cool. And I was like, I have to do pizza for this one. Brilliant. And the next question here is, the book is based in Chicago. So was there like a specific reason you picked Chicago? Have you been to Chicago, or was it you just kind of know the city, or...
Yeah, I knew I wanted to do like a cityscape with like historical landmarks for them to visit. But since they live in New York, I get my work, so I just picked Chicago. I don't know why, it just popped in my head. I'm like, oh, that works. And then I just did some research on like famous hotels and all that, and yeah. Brilliant. And I haven't actually. I've flown into Chicago. We have two friends, me and my husband. We went to their wedding, and it was just outside of Chicago, so we flew into Chicago. But I've never actually Chicago, but I would definitely love to.
Nice. Yeah, well, you're doing much better than me there. I've never been to America, so one day we'll get there. I'm all the way across the pond over here. It's a bit expensive to get to America at the moment, so yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. And kind of running on the back of all the Christian stuff. The book obviously has a theme of God running through it, with Jordan hearing this voice in her head, which we've mentioned, that's claiming to be God. Why did you incorporate the themes of faith in this? You may have already touched on this before, but I thought I'd do a whole question on it.
So to be honest, as a Christian, sometimes it's a little disheartening when you're trying to find a book that's in your preferred genre, because I love crime and thriller, but sometimes there's content in it that I don't want to read or I don't feel comfortable reading. And so once I started turning this into a Christian book, I really wanted to make sure the element of God was clearly there. Like, it wasn't a question, is this a Christian book or not? Like, you could tell that this is a Christian fiction. And if you have, you try to go looking for a Christian genre, like a book from the Christian genre, it's a very small genre. It's not a very popular genre. So I was like, I want to make my mark on that genre. I want to make my mark in Christian fiction. And I really wanted people to see, throughout the book, you see Jordan not going from like not believing in God to slowly realizing, okay, this really is God. And you kind of see her struggle from not believing to believing. And that is kind of reflecting my walk, my faith journey. So I really wanted to show that and let people know, like, that happens, it's real, and it can be the hardest part of any faith journey. So that's what I really wanted to kind of convey in the book.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, as a Christian myself, I was really thrilled when I saw a Christian crime book, because a lot of the times you don't, like you said, you don't find that that Christian kind of stuff in the thriller stuff, because you might have some of that thriller stuff you don't want to read. So when I came across you, I was like, oh wow, it's a Christian book, and it's all the crime, which incorporates two of my favorite things, which is really, really cool. So that is really awesome to kind of hear. And then, like, what was kind of message you'd hope to kind of people get out of the book? Was there like a specific message, or was there just
I think the message I wanted people to get it is trusting in God no matter what you go through, no matter what happens, no matter where you start in your faith journey. Like I said, throughout the book, we see Jordan making fun of her family and her friends because they do believe in God. She's like so not even thinking about faith or anything like that. And I wanted to break down that frame for her, so other people who might come on the book and it's like they're just starting their faith journey and like, oh, I can relate to that. So that was a big thing for me, was to make sure to kind of document her as she goes along.
I think that's really awesome. Yeah, that is such a nice message in there as well, especially for obviously helping with people who are starting out in their faith. And then, like, how did your Christianity, your faith, impact the writing of the book as well?
Yeah, it was a major driving force. Again, I wanted to make a thriller, but I didn't just want to write a no spice, no bad language, or with those, I didn't want to just do that. I wanted to make sure that God was an obvious central point of the book, because he's a central part of my life. So I wanted to that kind of reflect that. So yeah, that
is very cool. Yeah, because I know some obviously Christian writers don't incorporate obviously the faith stuff in it, but it's really cool to see that yours was a major drive of it, which I find very, very cool, and I think should be definitely done more. There's not enough of Christian fiction in the world. It's not for, like, thrillers. So yeah, it was very cool when I came across yours, like I said. And another little fun question here: if you could pick one character to kind of jump off the pages and be a real person, who would it be? And would you be friends with them? I'll throw that one in there for free.
Yeah. That's a hard question, because a lot of, like, the three main characters are actually loosely based off people.
Oh, okay.
So so Jordan is and I say very, very, very loosely based on me, just because of, the pineapple and all that stuff. And there's certain points of her life that kind of reflect certain points in my life. And then Kat is based off my best friend.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah, and Sebastian is a little based off my husband, very loosely based off my husband. But if I had to choose, I think it would be either Kat or Dylan or Kelly, because I just love how they love Jordan and that they took that burden upon themselves, when she was little. I really think it would be Dylan or Kelly.
Yeah, that's so sweet. It's very cool to kind of hear that you kind of base your characters on people, because I know a lot of authors do that. So it's kind of very cool to see where the inspiration for those characters came from. I love that. And we've got, I think, one or two more questions. So the next question would be, like, any advice to kind of any aspiring authors who are kind of starting out on their author journey?
don't overthink it. You know, it's your story. Write it any way that you want to, the best way that you can. The thing you can go back and change things. Like I remember writing this one, and I would go back and forth. I don't know. I can't even tell you how many times that I changed things just because I'm like, okay, that worked then, but it doesn't work now. Don't get too attached to what you write, because don't worry about getting all the little stuff. You know, you can have like the meat and stuff, but don't stress about getting all the little stuff right away, because that'll come. It'll definitely come in time. And then my biggest thing would always have something to write notes with, because I random ideas and inspiration at random times of the day, and I would have to grab my phone and notes app and be like, okay, I'm gonna write that. So definitely always have something to write notes down.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I a lot of time at work, I'll like steal like bits of paper for like ideas and like writing everything down. So
Yeah.
I've got like a massive chunk of just like tiny bits of paper when I've been at work.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but trying to format into a book is a whole different idea. We'll get there.
It really is. It's crazy.
Yeah, and obviously you do have a book 2 coming out at some point. So, like, can you give us
I do.
any little hints, a release date? Is there like an art team or a pre-order you can do? Like, is there any?
Yeah, so book 2 is officially going to my editor in July. There'll be some major twists I don't think a lot of readers will catch on to. Kind of has been the consensus with my beta readers that they are shocked and kind of disheartened about the plot twists that are coming.
Yeah.
Our applications are up now for book 2, and book 1, The Dreamer, is actually on Kindle Unlimited. So if anyone who is being introduced to book 1 and wants to read book 2 as an ARC reader, they definitely can, for sure. But I definitely recommend that they read book 1 first. I'm planning on doing pre-orders probably in September. I'm aiming for late September, early October release. Kind of depends on when my editor gets done and I have time to go through it and make the changes.
Amazing, amazing. And I mean, I would say as a beta reader, I haven't actually read it yet, so I'm getting there.
You're good.
I'm like, I've started it and then I've kind of halted because my life's got so busy recently. But from what I have read of book 2, it's pretty cool. So I will say that. I will aim to read more as soon as possible, because it's kind of got me hooked. I just have not really got the time to do a lot of reading at the moment.
Yeah, I completely understand.
That is actually all the questions. I mean, yeah. Is there like anything else you kind of want to talk about, or?
Yeah, I mean, I really hope that, you know, some like people will watch it and be like, oh, I need to read that book. And I'm really excited to reach readers by my Christian fiction. I think it's really cool that I can do that.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely awesome. So, like I said, I was thrilled when I found it. Because I'm always trying to kind of collect all my little Christian authors now, and when I found it last year, I was like, oh my gosh. And I loved book 1, so I'm very excited to kind of finish more of book 2. You said there's a twist, so now I'm like, oh, I have to read it. Hi, it's Magically Unofficial here. Thank you so much for watching this interview. I hope you find a new indie author via watching my videos, and discover new indie authors as well. To get notifications for when my next indie author interviews will be out, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell so you get notified when my next interview is out. I hope you have a fabulous day, and yeah, I hope you find a new favourite indie author to read.